Hello, chat. Welcome to yet another stream where you will see Bean being a gamer. An absolute gamer. Let's go. Beep, 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 beep. The RGB gaming axolotl. Here comes Bean. Wait, wait, wait.
I'm gonna be real, I still want to sit on Clint Baker's team. Oh, no. You and me, but... He does. That would go against everything you have to... Normally, near you, she's like... And then, you know, we don't get trauma team down here. We don't have a little shoot him in the head.
Bean's here for security.
Also,
We have it recorded. I think recorded. So, you know.
All right.
I'm not going over all the protocols again.
Is this all written down
Yeah,
anywhere?
don't. Say that again.
Is any of this written down somewhere?
Come
Where
on
we
in,
can
dude.
Yes, it is written down. There's already a protocol thing in the security logs. We're gonna add competitor, right? Once I figure out a new name for it, right? That's gonna be added into the doc. It is already in the docs. I didn't have time to go over it on Sunday because things happen so fast, right? That was the plan. Get you all together, go over this quick, and then we would start using it. We didn't have time to do that Sunday because of stuff that happened. So we're doing it now.
I
In the
have
future,
one strong
all things will be
opinion.
put in logs. What do you have?
Look, we don't have to harm
Oh, sorry.
potential people that are trouble for us. But I think disrespecting them in some way so they leave is good for us. Because they will always cause problems even by just being here.
That's technically what I just said with, use your words first, right? That's what de-escalation is. Use your words. If they are not listening to you, then you tell them to leave. If they do not listen to you still, right, and they are causing a big issue, then you get them... Yep.
He means more in, like...
Okay.
Let's see Clint Baker coming down here. He's a CEO.
Yeah.
He has no business coming down to a bar like this.
Yeah, I mean...
The same goes for anyone like that. Disrespect them.
Don't treat them
Be
like they're royalty,
assholes.
right? They're a fucking
I'll
patron
be
just
an
like
asshole
everybody
to
else.
them.
I made that... I'm pretty sure I made it very clear to everybody.
I'll be an
I don't care
asshole to them.
who the... I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care what the fuck you are. You ain't shit to me until you prove you're shit to me. That's how I see the world. So a guy like
Good.
Clint Baker comes down here, he ain't shit. I don't care how much money he has. I don't care what he
Good.
has. He ain't shit. I've made that very clear. I've said that like 20
That was
times.
my only worry.
Buddy, yeah.
I do not
told
want to
you that
start
multiple
sucking
times
up
too.
to
I-
anybody to
Yeah,
make sure
I'm not
everyone's
sucking.
safe.
Emissary is not to be sucking up to anybody. It's to make sure we
That
don't
they
get
don't cause problems and people don't cause problems with them, and then we have to deal with
and
those
then we
problems.
have,
I know.
corporal soldiers coming down here or whatever the fuck, and then peace ain't achievable
Yeah.
then.
It should never get to the
Does
point
any-
where we actually hurt them.
Yeah.
If we can
Ideally,
help it.
if people listen, right, we don't have to do anything. But if it becomes a problem where they start
Depends
to
on who it is,
enact
too.
violence against us, we have to defend ourselves. That is
We
really
have
the
to.
situation.
Yeah.
So that's why there is
Some
the
people react
step
better to
process
violence
of
and prefer
de-escalation.
it that way, and will respect you for
Manual
doing it.
removal. Manual removal is, hey, I'm gonna walk you out,
And if you
right? That is
don't,
not grabbing their wrist and then
they'll just
yanking
call
them
you a
out of the
bitch.
vicinity. You call more security, we will escort this motherfucker out of the vicinity, right? if they try to pull a gun or a knife on you, then that is where shit. You actually have to defend yourself. You don't get stabbed or shot, right?
So cute.
Hopefully it never comes to that, but knowing Zafira and knowing the streets that we live in, it's happened way too many times. You just go, we'll be nice about it, we'll give you multiple chances. People are just gonna take that and run with it. That's why we're shortening the lease on people, because people will
I
take
think we
it and
got
run.
it.
Yep.
Move along, yes.
Any other questions
quick
about everything we've
thing.
asked about? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead and ask questions about protocols first.
Any other questions?
I have a question that's not related to protocols, so if you have something else, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
What is it? I just with the what happened last week, are we going to
We're gonna
still
talk about that right
allow?
after this. We'll go over that right after this. But
okay.
finish your question real quick. Yeah.
Are we
Yeah,
going
gonna-
to still allow these whisperers and the councilmen to come down here?
No, I can tell you
Council
what
banned
happened
them.
at the council meeting. I've already banned them, first of all, but then I went to the council and we brought it up, and there's a lot to talk about. But I'd like to talk about that to everybody after this.
Yeah.
Should
Be
we have
talking
a
about Sunday.
protocol
Go ahead.
for people that show up that are no longer allowed down here?
That would be something that we can discuss, but it would be pretty straightforward. If they show up and they've been banned, you just kick them out immediately. They're not even supposed to be here. Kick them out.
Yeah.
What if they don't leave?
Then we force them out.
We force them to.
leave.
Yeah.
People think that we can't
There you
force
go.
the whisperers out because they have too many people, but we have fought off everything else. I believe we can
Yeah.
force out some humans.
Yeah.
I'm more curious about the councilmen, honestly, than the whisperers.
We still try to force him out. I spoke to Nemesis. I spoke to the entire council. They're supposed to go through Nemesis and me. So if he comes down here without alerting any of us, then he's not supposed to be here. That's a whole nother issue. We have to try and move him out, no matter what he is.
We can use words against them first.
Mm-hmm.
Push on what we have set, but we just have to do what we can, because, we can't take him in a fight.
Right.
Maybe if we had a lot of people ready, but wouldn't we want to try, really? It's not worth it.
It might be a political disaster if we try to fight him.
Before we continue.
One sec. My hands, man.
No, you're good, because then I'm gonna probably take over the next two topics.
Okay, well, my hand's broken, I guess. Same. Anyways, since we're going over protocols and shit, just really quick, about comms. We, as security, have things we have to do in comms. We can't have clutter in comms. We can't have, Flex. We can't have clutter in comms. We can't have people coming in, calling protocol that aren't security unless they know what is happening. We can't have people screaming at us in our comms that are from different places, etc. We can't have that. We have to have order. We can't be cluttered. We can't have weird miscommunications continuing to happen. We can't have people come into our comms, tell us there's a situation, and then not tell us what that situation is. Not all of us know what the fuck is going on. That's why we have protocols for these situations, so we know what the fuck is going on. If you come into our comms and call security without telling us the situation or telling us the proper protocol, we don't know what's going on and we'll assume the worst of what has happened. Some of us aren't here for everything, yes, but we should all as security know the protocols, at least. If there's a situation, I feel like you should come to the heads first, or me, me as supervisor, and then we can communicate it to the rest of security. So we don't have panic, we don't have stress. That's literally it. Security comms stay security comms.
I'll piggyback on that. It's not all members. Most members of security have been in active combat. Correct? Yorick, Sarah, have you been in active combat?
Yeah.
Being you too. So, reason being why we say this is, if you tell us a situation and it sounds bad, most of our immediate reaction is, all hands on deck, let's get ready to beat the crap out of somebody, right? The protocols are in place so we know what levels of, what the word is, we know what to do, right? Let's say, siege, right? We know exactly what we need to do. Emissary, we know exactly what we need to do, right? If you don't give us information, if you're vague about it, we have to assume the worst. And most of us, we've been in combat, that's affected us, right? In a sense. Not saying we can't, handle situations, but instincts might take over. And that might make things more difficult. So keep that in mind if you jump into security and you're not a member of security and you bring up a situation. If you're vague about it, that could lead to issues. Come into the comms, say exactly what's going on, and then let us handle it, right? If it's a security issue. If you're coming into comms to talk about some dumb shit, I'm gonna yell at you because you don't need to be in comms.
Also, don't fucking say we'll find out when we get there, because again, we assume the worst. You think this shit that we thought was going to happen happened? There's so much shit going on with the meat rack. We don't know what the fuck is happening. Right? We don't know what's happening. There's so much shit that's going on here. We can't expect anything to happen. We just need to know what's happening. It's not that hard. That's all I have to say.
Having squishmallows makes it so I can actually sit on the floor.
So then we're
It's
gonna
great.
transition to. Now, most people already knew what happened Sunday, right? Raise your hand if you were not there Sunday and you do not know what happened. Everybody, okay. Sarah, you were not here? Okay.
I can't.
What the fuck are you doing?
Confused when she was working, but
Okay,
not over.
what did you hear? So I know what to go over, right? Because I'm not really going to be going over everything.
Whisperer bastards came in, saw Malleus, saw Red, and then tried to kill him, and then a lot of other things happened in tandem.
It's really cool show.
Okay, that's pretty much the gist of what happened for the most part. Whisperers came in, en masse, Malleus McKay was here with his people. They shot Malleus McKay.
Yeah,
That
that's
led
true.
into a huge confrontation, right? Where Malleus tried to kill all the Whisperers. We were killing some of the Whisperers. We made a deal to get them out.
It's like, what the fuck was
We
that?
had to tell Malleus multiple times
Cool.
to back the fuck off. He eventually did. Whatever happens to the Whisperers outside of the meat rack is not our problem. That is pretty much what happened, right? Also, something from Zorus, apparently, a preacher or something.
Fuck that. Ignore that shit.
Yeah, I'm just
No,
going
shut
over
up
what
too,
happened Sunday, right? I'm just going exactly over everything that happened Sunday. Some group called Null was here. We escorted them out. They are no longer, from what you remember you saying, they're not allowed back here, right?
Look,
Remember you saying that. Unless you're
we'll
changing
talk
that.
about it later. Also,
Okay, we'll talk
Null
about
is
it
a
later
group that's basically like a cult. They'll prey on anybody that's troubled.
Yeah.
They're basically robots on it, most sense.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Mostly what I want to go over is
This
what
is
you guys
icy.
think we did right and what you think we did wrong, right? I'm not gonna be standing here and going,
This is an
this
IC
what
meeting,
happened.
and
I
multiple
want
other
you
people are
guys
streaming.
that were at security that day. How did you feel how that went? Did you feel like you did good? Did you feel like you didn't do good? Do you feel like you could do something better or not? So first I'm gonna start with Sakoto since you were there. How did you feel that situation went?
I feel it went kind of terribly. Those things that Malleus brought those shadows. I don't think we were prepared for something like that. Most things could not hit them.
Okay. Do you feel like you did a good job
I'm
handling the
pretty
situation?
sure someone was shooting at the big guy with those
Yeah.
strange purple liquids in his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky.
He almost hit the rest of us.
By the way, you
Yeah.
wanna know what kind of damage those fucking shadows can do?
Hit me with it, yeah.
Yes, so apparently, as some of you know, that Yuffie decided to take one of the bodies and then gave it to Marge. Marge decided to look over the body, and she has discovered that there's lacerations all over it.
Okay.
And signs of suffocation as well.
Could you add that to the reports and the security logs after this?
I could.
Malleus.
I'll give the
Dogs,
full.
okay.
I'll give you.
Yeah.
I'll put in the Marge's full notes on that.
Okay. Again, mostly what I want to see is the follow-up question for you, Sakota, real quick. Do you feel like you handled yourself well, or did you feel like you could do something better?
I handled
During the
myself as
situation.
well as I think I could given the circumstances.
Okay.
I tried to make certain that civilians were not crossing into the second street, made sure that they
Okay.
stayed behind us, and were directed back towards the first street. Aside from this, I don't know. Tried to hit a few of those things, seemed to work. At one point, one of them latched onto a man from the Whisperers. I tried to help him. I think he made it out okay. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yorick, same questions. Do you think how do you think it went? Do you think you handled yourself well? Do you think you could have done better? And I guess.
I think I
is there
handled
anything you
myself
think we
well.
could do better as
I
a
kept
group?
everyone out of the second street as best as I could.
Okay.
Because I was over here when the fighting was happening, so didn't really get to see much.
Okay. Sonny, you were there for this, weren't you? Yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, on Sunday? How do you think it went?
Considering that I was unarmed, I just kept people inside the Ripper Dock shop while everything was happening. It's about all we could do, and we kept pretty much everybody else out of the way. That said, a lot of security did want to get out and fight, though to be honest, personally I wouldn't want to. In situations like that, I feel that it's best to...
Sorry.
I was gonna say, I feel like it might be best if we just let Malleus do his due in that situation, rather than have our guys get involved and get caught in the middle. It's not as worth it for us.
Yeah.
When it comes to defending our turf, that's one thing, but if there's turf war going on between other people, we clean up after, take care of the loser or the winner, whatever.
Yes,
I'd argue that enough.
we let it happen and collect information to mitigate for next time.
We can't.
To be fair,
I will.
politically,
I'll get my opinion.
I think dealing with the Whisperers was the best option. Fighting whatever Malleus did was bad, and the Whisperers shot first.
To
I mean,
give
in general,
people go ahead.
in general, wouldn't want to fight Malleus or get caught in between his guys and the Whispers. Killing the Whispers, that's fine. That's one thing entirely. That's just us and a gang. But when people like Malleus come down, that's a little bit different.
We should not have been fighting those things, whatever came out of him.
So, to give my point of view of it, right? Because I was right next to Rogue when this was going down, right? Malleus was shot by the Whisperers, right? We immediately went on the protective to make sure that Malleus was out of harm's way so they wouldn't go back and try to double tap Malleus, right? We pushed the Whisperers out of the way. I believe Rogue made the call to get rid of Whisperers, right? I had to talk as I was fighting Bucky. We had a little break in between me trying to kill him and all that shit. I made the call to get them the fuck out, right? Instead of more senseless violence, you know, and more chaos, I made the call to get the Whisperers out, right? Malleus made it very difficult to do that, but I managed to convince him to back the fuck off, right? Hearing that everybody else, you know, made sure patrons were out of the way, in my mind, that means we did a good job, right? Patrons weren't harmed for the most part. The Whisperers, you know, that's their fucking fault. They did what they did, right? But we got patrons away from the situation. That's an improvement over other situations that we've had in the past where everybody and the fucking mother wants to get involved. That isn't staff members, so I say you guys all did a good job on that, right?
I couldn't see anything. I had no idea what was happening until it was over. I could not see, I could not hear. There was too much noise happening. I had no fucking clue what was happening in the moment. With everyone screaming, especially Rogue. We can't do screaming. It's
Rogue
not gonna
should
help
not
the
have been
situation.
That was all around. That was bad for everything. Also, I'm gonna try to crack open some extra streets because we have no way to get out of the back alley by the garage.
We don't.
A few of us,
Yeah,
me being,
it will be good.
a few of us were trapped over there while those shadow things were flying around.
Abby?
I'm talking about they shot you in the butt. Look, let's. There are people outside, and we need to know. There was a staff meeting the entire time.
I've got two more things I gotta go over, because this one's
darling.
mostly security, and then I'm done, pretty much.
Okay, let's.
This is
do
why
that.
I've
glad
been
you're
waiting
okay,
on it,
though.
because this is a big meeting, because we have a lot of shit that we have to go over, unfortunately, Hamsky. Because of all the stuff that's happened. I get that we have other staff members there. I have a lot of shit that we gotta go over, and I've been holding off on it for a bit. I didn't want to say them. Yeah.
Shot being
So,
right in the tail.
last one. As I said, that we are trying to obtain non-lethal weapons for security, right? Me and I believe was Sony went to garage and asked them to whip us up some, you know, stun batons and stuff like that, so we don't, you know, kill a patron and stuff like that. Non-lethal, you know, weaponry and stuff. I'm here to ask you guys, what do you guys want if we do something like that, right? Because I don't want to just buy a whole bunch of weaponry shit and then just force you guys to use it. Let me know what you guys want and we'll try to get it for you, alright? Because we need non-lethal weapons. We don't
need
really,
to do a
most of
stun
us
baton.
here do not have that, right? So, start thinking about what you want. Yes.
I
don't think
do
Bean
have
should have a stun
weapon I
baton.
procured off of a dragon hunter. It is a stun baton that will make a dragon really sick. It'll crumple them. Useful in situations that involve dragons, at least, I guess.
Bean
Yeah,
Considering.
because I
is
definitely
slimy. I
want
feel
us
like
to
Bean
get
having a stun baton might be a bad
updated
idea.
equipment, right? So start thinking about if you guys need new equipment, bring that to us, heads. We will try to work with you to get you equipment. If you don't have the money, we will do what we can to get you equipment because we need to update our shit. We got too many guns, we got too many knives.
In general.
It could
We
be
need non-lethal
non-connected.
stuff, so start thinking about that, right?
Didn't we come up with things
Maybe-
at the garage
Go ahead.
the last time?
Yeah, we're getting stun baton stuff. Something else that I, am thinking about potentially doing. Obviously, the reason I need you here for this is I want this to run this by you. We don't make a profit, right? Bar, garage, and medical make a profit, right? Okay, Hamsky's not listening.
No, I am.
Okay,
You didn't hear that noise.
Okay. I'm thinking security puts some money that we all have
Electric Bean.
in a pool. We have a budget to procure these items for us, right? Because we don't make a profit, we aren't making money, right? We're protecting. A budget to procure things that we need, right? Instead of using medical revenue, bar revenue or garage revenue, we have our own little budget, right? Something maybe we all put 1,000 down for a little budget. That would be 11,000. We have 11 security members, right? That is just an idea. I'm not saying we
saying
do
from
that.
your own pockets?
Yes, from our own pockets. Because again,
No,
we don't make a profit.
First, this entire street works together. If the businesses make enough money to survive, then some of that money goes elsewhere. And I have always taken that 30% and stored it away.
Then
I barely
would
even use money
request
myself.
a security budget then, if that's all right with you.
I can
to
I can do
procure
that.
these things. Okay, that's all I really wanted to talk about. We unfortunately do not have the new logo set up yet. It is being worked on. When that logo is done, I will make sure you all have a chance to put that on your shit. We are getting logos so people know
security
who
is getting
security
patches.
is. So patrons don't go, who's security? We're all gonna be wearing patches, so everybody knows who is who, right? Make things more easier for all of us, right?
Quick thing. Before we end, practicing siege protocol is something we want to do in the future, so we can all get sort of like a fire drill, fire siege protocol, just so we can get used to the way we do it, so in case it happens in the future, we are most prepared, because considering threats of the future, we're gonna need to do it.
Let's notify security through our training setup, and we can do it there.
That's what we'll do.
In the past, we were training a bunch of random people, so using it to train security is a better option.
Yeah.
That was always my intention. Employees, at least.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, that should be everything, yeah?
That is everything, right? Does anybody
I do have
any
one
final questions?
question.
Yes.
This actually pertains to your protocols. You said for comms you want us to go into comms when we see a situation and give you protocols. But not,
that's for security.
that would be. Well,
they
were talking about. But you also said to tell the protocols.
Yeah, just detail report of what's going on, right, and then we'll call the protocol out.
Okay.
Yeah. When it comes to medical and security working together, that's something I want to talk with you and Kanto and Kanekis on, either individually or all together. I was hoping to do it today, but Kanekis isn't here. I can talk with you on it. But in general, since I already set up the security stuff, I want to go ahead with the medical stuff, give medical their own protocols they can use, and then have some clarity for interactions between us. That way it's all smooth.
And we can technically, if need be, we can do that with the garage and all that. Right now, I haven't really heard anything going on with the garage on my end. I don't know if you have heard anything, Hamsky. I just don't hear anything security-wise about garage or that location or bar.
No.
Yes, Bean?
So I don't think it's necessary at the moment.
They need furniture. That's all I've heard.
Yeah. Medical and security. Okay, how are we gonna work together? Is that what you're asking? Training. How are we gonna do training?
That feels weird.
Training today. Yeah, I want medical practicing siege protocol with us because you guys are going to be a very vital piece of this protocol. Because we're going to need medics stationed either in the rip and chip or the inn, right? So it would just be, we get everything. The idea of the way the training is going to work, if we do it today, is I'm going to have somebody time us, see how quick it takes us to get set up, right? How quick does it take us to get set up and in position, right? If it takes too long, then we'll keep working on it until we get the time down, right? The ideally is we get this done as quick as possible when that's called up, because we have no idea when something's gonna happen, right? If we get alerted that somebody's coming down and with a mass group to attack us, we need to be on top of that shit. We need to get shit prepared very quickly, right? So we're gonna keep practicing this until we get a time where we're all comfortable going, okay, it takes us, maybe a minute to get everything set up. Maybe a minute 30, right? The quicker the better. So that is the purpose of training and practicing. It is getting it done fast and efficient, right? And muscle memory. So C just called, you know exactly what to do. You don't even need to ask questions. You just wait until you're given orders, right? That's the purpose of it. Is that kind of clear the question for you? Okay.
We also need to make sure we have the proper places where barricades can be set up for garage, because we want garage to set up the barricades, right? That's what
that
you
would be ideal.
would. Okay, so garage would be on setting up barricades and fortifying the area in that way. We probably should talk about what we want to fortify with the barriers at some point,
what we
whenever
can
we
do
that
is-
exercise. So
We can
having
take a
garage
walk
would
after
help.
this meeting, right? We could take a walk.
Yeah.
And we'll look over the green deck and see what should be barricaded and shouldn't. Repeat that again.
Medical.
Barricade medical.
Barricade medical.
Yeah.
That is a
well,
weird one, right? Because if we barricade medical, it's not be easy to bring people into medical, right? That's the issue with barricading medical. There's only one entrance.
I think we need to do the exact same thing that we already did.
Yeah.
We already barricaded the garage completely, made sure they can't get to all of our supplies and stuff, and then we fortify at the entrance to that main opening area
Yeah.
and stop them from getting past to the Ripper Dog shop. That's
Ideally,
our
I would
main
like
place
us
to
to
hold.
take a walk and just look at what we should and shouldn't barricade. But Sarah.
Yeah, we can do that.
The only typical barricade you can actually put in any sense is just security, honestly. Like, have
Yeah,
designated those who are battle ready for medical and just be on standby or
sorry,
on
I'm
guard,
hearing.
Yeah.
you know.
Sarah, and I'm talking.
Only one way.
Or is
Oh,
that
One
you
way
want
through?
two barricades
That
and
is
then
what
one
we're
way
thinking, yes.
through.
Alright,
Well,
when
we
go downstairs,
so
we
like
wanna
on the
have,
side
like, a
of
brief-
Street 2, we kind of have
not
like one
much,
barrier in the center of the
conversation
street,
about
so
what
we can
happened
have the
yesterday at the
people
council meeting.
in the back with the more guns hide behind that barrier for cover, and then the rest of us kind of hold off that street, so they can't even get past us to the Ripper Dog shop.
Apparently she's been waiting
Ye-
a while for a response. Her name is Remy.
Is it Remy?
Who's
Is it Remy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be
Yeah.
completely honest. How many people here have actually talked to Remy?
Is that
Raise
the
your
one
hand.
that's
I don't know who that
the
is.
blue one, right?
Yeah,
The blue one with the hood, yeah.
yeah, blue lady. How many people have actually talked to them?
She doesn't.
Okay.
I've given her
I'll
plenty of
touch
chances
this
to
thing,
talk
too.
to me. She never has.
We
I
are
just need to know who's
overloading the
speaking to
staff
me.
right now,
Yeah.
all the way across the board. We need to stop. We're gonna get
I've
people
got
that
two
don't
people in
understand what
mind.
we're doing.
The reason I've been holding off on Remy, and
I
I'll be
have
completely
agreed to two of them.
transparent on it, is I don't know how many people they've actually talked to, right? From what I've been told, very few, right? They ain't gonna make it past the voting process if I do the interview, if they haven't talked to everybody, right?
I saw Coral fight. I liked him.
Well-
That's
Yeah, no,
I'm
Cole's on my
vouching for them.
list, yeah.
Well, Himsky, when they put those two Ripper Dogs in, you said people need to be here for a month, but the people you hired for bar, I've never seen them before. Like Belle, I don't know who that is.
Bell's been
Oh.
here multiple
I've seen
times. They're
Belle
Bell's been
also-
here
They wear blue. They wear blue.
Vesco.
Also,
Vesco,
I'm well aware as the leader of this entire place, I can't know everybody. Same for you. There are people that wander around and we just don't see them. I've seen
Belle has been here for many
Belle.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She is in and out of her Mandalorian armor, which is probably why you don't recognize her.
Also, the way the process currently works, the bar needs fucking people desperately. The inn needs people desperately. I am verifying.
Well, I mean, I was
I am the
only
final
using
vote
that
at
as
the
an
end.
example.
I know.
Yeah.
This is what I
I
can
am
tell.
verifying as the final vote. Let me finish. As the final vote, I am going through that list, and if someone doesn't have a good reason for why they voted for that person, I am fucking bringing it up to them. But We
The
need
only time I ever
bartenders.
vote to no is if I've never met them, if I don't know them.
I think voting no is more if you've had a bad interaction with them. Vote no if that has happened. But
So don't vote at all if you don't
haven't
know
talked
them?
to them. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
Could rethink that, but
to finish up your question, I don't know how many people Remy's talked to. I already have 2 people that I'm potentially going to interview. If Remy has bar experience, try out for bar, right? I have I don't know how many people they've talked to, and that's an issue.
I'm
right?
cutting off all of the hires right now.
Probably gonna swap over to
The ones that
Valenti
you
as
have,
soon as this
that we have
meeting is
discussed,
done.
I am
Yeah.
okay with, but not Remy. We're
So
already
it's somehow
fucking
like
asking
I
questions
missed
about them. That's enough.
that they were
I'm done.
rescheduling to today.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not just hiring to hire.
Yeah, no, I have a very stingy process, and they did not
But
really do it.
you're right here too, so.
So,
Alright, well, let's...
We gave them multiple
Let's end this for
chances.
yeah, okay, go grab everybody else, I guess, and we'll just stay up here then.
Well, no, let's go downstairs and relax a little instead of being in staff meetings 24/7, because we're all gonna go fucking insane.
Okay.
And also,
I'm
these
gonna
are for
Oh, my foot's asleep.
communicating with each other. Getting to know each other, not...
My ass is falling asleep from these stairs already.
I cracked my knee just now. That's
I do
how
apologize
Oh,
there was
worse.
so much shit, but again, there's a lot of shit we need to solve, so I appreciate everybody staying here.
Get blood flow to my leg, dude.
Yeah, we had to make a lot of protocol because of the last 2 weeks, so to hopefully make it easier. Yeah, that's why we're trying to make it easier.
Besides,
This takes a minute. Oh my god. Okay.
collecting data.
My only downfall. My leg being asleep. Okay. Oh, it's slowly starting to come back to me, dude. Oh my god. Slowly. I get that blood flow back. I can't believe I'm taken down by my own body.
My booty fell asleep. My left butt cheek.
It's like a noodle.
My right is asleep.
Okay. I think I'm good. Whew.
I want to put pictures of him. No one hurts.
Yeah, did you see the pictures?
I
I don't know.
You should probably try harder for.
Hello, Magpie-san.
Somebody has to check on it.
How are you doing?
I tried to, and then I went to Vegas.
I can't do
What
shit.
the fuck?
I can't do shit in this house.
I could have extended my leg and...
You heard me.
What? No, I could have extended my... Okay, here we go.
I tormented him.
Why is he here?
I think whatever chemicals
because he
in my
lives here.
body has been...
You know?
I've been feeling weird.
Yeah.
Please!
Very
nice! I mean, I guess it's kind of the point. I'm supposed to be feeling
Good
different.
Congrats.
This is where he lives.
Hey, you have your orange
He's so
chicken
irradiated.
Almost as if he's
reincarnating as a hamster.
Yeah.
I've already gotten used to that.
Exactly. Like, I don't actually
like that I
have
can
feel like,
see
you know,
your
numb
mouth.
feelings or anything. More just...
I mean, it's...
Looks like a large
Shove my
kidney
hand in
bean.
your mouth.
He's walked away and he's walking back.
Because I'm being called back to my ship.
With how everything is...
You got a Game Boy?
Oh, very interesting.
I can see your mouth. Where the fuck's your organ?
You need to neaten
We're
that
in
up.
this again.
It's a
Lopsided.
It's a collection
You
of
need to
data
get rid of
that's
that
being
metal in
shown
your
on
lip.
the hologram.
At least want to hear
And
that.
he's walking away again.
Lopsided too.
So,
See, this
you have as much
that one.
anatomy as I
You
wanted to have.
have one side with more head than the other.
I want to mention something.
It's burned.
And the other side.
Alright, so yesterday I went to the Zafira City Council meeting and shook until I peed my pants, and then, It's a minor joke. I didn't pee my pants.
Yet.
Okay, so we are banning the Whisperers and Malleus from the waterfront. Malleus knew not to come down. I spoke to Nemesis. He said Malleus would go through him and tell me when he was coming. He didn't even go through him. Malleus knew the danger, even though he said in the meeting, his representative said that he had no idea that he would be shot, which is stupid as fuck. And even people like us know something is going to happen if someone like that is down here. We are kicking all the Whisperers out because they caused it. It could have been a minor group that had nothing to do with it. I did hear them say their leader's name and then sends his regards. So, it could have
You were the
been
white ones. Whisperers are the green ones, right?
a little fucked up faction that came through. They're working with people to investigate, so I do feel like after listening to Hockey of District...
That was misfire. That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
That wasn't me.
Gone safety!
Okay.
Put it back. Put it back. Put it back.
Put the gun away.
Put it back.
Put the gun away.
Put it away. Put it away.
Oh my
There we go.
I thought you were getting one thing! God damn! I definitely loses their shit! I thought the fucking Whisperer showed up, heard you
Why you don't fishing?
fucking Christ! Fucking shit!
Get the tuna. Get the tuna.
They choose the wrong time to show up.
You good?
Let's get back in RP, guys.
Hey, you call it.
I
Sick,
was-
nice.
After what Aki and the Whisperers said, I do feel like I can relate to them more than anyone in that room. So if it's true that it was just this minor faction that went off and caused this, I want to at least let them prove themselves to us in some way. I'm not gonna go make another deal. We've canceled both of the deals with them, which also means that our way of getting clean air is gone. I believe we can work on that ourselves without making outside deals. We just need some kind of turbine to suck the air out of here. Did someone bark?
Woof.
No, no.
Meow.
You're going insane. Continue with your point.
Okay.
You know we can't.
Alright.
Nobody is barking. Nobody is capable of barking.
I do not want to make outside deals with other groups because it's continuously biting us in the ass. But
Everything
I want to
fucking
find a
bites us in the
way.
ass.
I know. I want to find a way to build our own pollution device, anti-pollution device. I'm thinking
pollution solution.
we need 3 parts.
Purifier?
We need a purifier, but we also need a turbine or something to suck it into the purifier. And then we also need a generator that will work with water. Did everyone get that?
Yes.
Yes.
We need 3 things. Some kind of turbine to suck the pollution out, a fucking purifier of some sort, and we also need some kind of water generator so we can get the power source to power those ourselves. So we don't have to rely on District 0 or anywhere else for the power. Yeah.
What about the coolant rain?
I don't know how easy that is to
Distill
fix.
it into water.
The coolant rain comes down from buildings. It's literally people above us throwing trash down or anything dripping off of buildings. Anytime it rains up above, anything coming down from the upper city, we need like gutters or something. We need to cover our
What
area.
if we could distill it into water?
Cheap
Have a
and
bunch
easy
of-
thing.
It's fucking coolant, piss, and shit.
We just want to be
Alright, here's
we could put some screens on them too. Make the sky look like whatever the fuck we want it to. But that'd cost a bit more.
Here's my first thought, though. That mega building in the middle, we can open it up. It's away from all the coolant and shit. We can try to create a farm of some sort so we can get fresh food ourselves, which would require solar lights, UV lights, fresh water, which we could get elsewhere. We should have fresh water soon. in a week and a half or something, Nemesis said. Yes, sir.
You can get an air intake and convert that air into energy somehow. It's the same thing as
An air tank?
An air intake. Meaning it sucks in the
Air
air
intake.
voluntarily and converts it into energy through an engine, which can also be used to
take my
power
leave.
things if need be.
Water wheel.
We should, if we have all these ideas, we can...
Where would we get the water?
I'm
gonna
cooling wheel.
Just put it on the road.
What? Just get a giant
Anyway, I was just
funnel
sliding
full of the
through quick
coolant.
While we were quieting
Coolant
down
wheel.
for a bit. A magpie. Want to see
Are
if
you
we can find a
leaving?
really big fan on that scrap run we're gonna
I
go
love
on?
you. Have a good night, Bean. Take care.
Turbine, eat my K2. See if I can find like a...
No, I still want mix. Too many TikToks. Too many TikToks. TikToks. What's all the TikToks? The TikToks.
I'm good.
By the way, I still find it funny that most of the information
Slenderman.
that that the meat rack has.
Who the fuck are you calling Slenderman?
It's Bean. Slenderman.
I'll fucking bite you.
Do it. Do it,
Don't
pussy. I'll
bite
bite back.
Get your fucking dog!
Wait, axolotls don't really have
she
teeth,
don't
though. They
bite.
kind of numb you.
They do have
kind of
Yes, they do!
They do have.
They have. Oh, I guess they have kind of like whittle teeth. They aren't really good.
They have little teeth. But
They kinda-
because
they're
I'm a
crushing
big
teeth.
axolotl and also Bean is very mutated.
Yum.
Oh, there goes a finger.
No, she bites me all the time. It's pretty normal. Sometimes she just gnaws at my ankle.
Understandable.
I didn't know you were into that. Anyway.
Oh my god.
That's not what that means! That's not what that means, man.
All right. So we can get started, or we can wait for someone else to come in. But now we have enough people to get started.
You
It's
didn't
up to
say
you
no.
guys.
Ooh. Love the new armor. Is that new?
No.
Okay, I
feel
need
like
to go
that's
take a
new.
piss real quick.
No.
All right.
Oh, looks
you're
fucking
pissed, then we'll
awesome.
start.
Looks awesome.
I'm gonna
I'll start my
rejoin
stream.
just trying to make his avatar
Oh.
fucking load.
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot that we had, or I guess I just missed that we had rescheduled to today. I was still at the MIREC meeting.
That's all right. The fact that you were on, I figured. Like I said, you weren't required, but it would be nice if you could. Oh, no, I closed that. I closed that. Do do
Press tips.
do.
Oh.
Why? Game capture 3 is.
Damn, bro.
Are
Nice
you-
bat. Damn, girl. Nice knife.
Why is that so small?
You know, I want to turn into this character just for a second. Just.
Ow.
How do I look?
Hi.
Ow.
Is this annoying out of curiosity?
Did you say, is it annoying?
Out of curiosity.
Well, I can't hear it
No,
over
I
here,
don't
so
know
no.
Fog.
Why is that small?
Fastest piss in the West, baby.
It's not in your
do
hand.
something really quick. So
What?
I will never
at my
use any
floating
of those systems
frog.
on any of my avatars.
The floating frog.
What the fuck? Why?
Because the parent constraints aren't set up right on this model.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, where
Fuck
is it?
yeah.
He's coming for you.
Yeah.
He's coming for you. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Bonk.
You just need to set up the companion system on that thing, so you just have like a small frog.
Yes.
Let's go.
Display VR view.